The internet feels invisible, but it quietly runs almost everything around you. Your phone, your home, your job, even traffic lights and hospitals depend on it every second. Imagine waking up one morning and it's all gone. No messages, no maps, no payments, no updates. At first, it feels like a small inconvenience, but as the hours pass, cities slow down, businesses freeze, and systems designed to be automatic suddenly need humans again. This isn't a sci-fi collapse, it's a real-world stress test of how modern life actually works.
When the internet first stops, almost nobody panics. Most people assume it is a normal technical issue. Phones are restarted, airplane mode is turned on and off, routers are unplugged and plugged back in. People refresh apps again and again, expecting everything to recover within minutes. Messaging apps show old conversations, but no new messages arrive. Social media feeds freeze without explanation. News apps stop updating, leaving yesterday's headlines on the screen. At home, smart televisions fail to load content, and voice assistants stop responding completely. In offices, employees sit at their desks staring at laptops that cannot connect to cloud systems. Nothing looks broken, yet nothing works. The most important thing in this first hour is expectation. People still believe the internet will return soon, so no one adapts yet.
After the first hour, communication problems become impossible to ignore. Messaging apps no longer send or receive anything. Emails stay stuck in outboxes. Team chats used for work coordination go completely silent. Families try to check on each other but cannot get responses. Businesses lose contact with suppliers, delivery drivers, and remote employees. Emergency alerts that normally arrive through mobile data never appear. Traditional phone calls still work at first, but modern phone networks rely heavily on internet routing. As millions of people try calling at once, networks become congested. Calls drop, audio quality worsens, missed calls increase rapidly. Inside organizations, the lack of communication creates confusion. People repeat work or wait for instructions that never arrive. What becomes clear is this: the internet is not mainly about entertainment, it is the primary coordination layer for modern society.
When the internet stays offline, money access becomes a serious problem. Digital payments depend on real-time online verification. Card terminals fail almost immediately. Mobile payment apps stop working completely. Online banking websites cannot load, locking people out of their accounts. At stores, checkout lines grow longer as workers attempt manual solutions. Cash suddenly becomes the only reliable option, but many people do not carry it anymore. Some customers leave purchases behind. ATMs struggle to verify balances and begin shutting down. Businesses cannot process invoices, payroll, or supplier payments. Large financial institutions pause automated trading systems to prevent errors. Importantly, money has not disappeared. Value still exists. What disappears is speed, verification, and trust. Without the internet, financial systems slow down to a level modern economies are no longer designed to handle. Transportation does not stop, but it becomes less efficient very quickly. GPS navigation systems depend on live internet data, so routing apps fail. Drivers rely on memory, road signs, and printed maps. Ride-sharing services go offline instantly because matching drivers and passengers requires constant connectivity. Delivery companies lose real-time tracking, making coordination harder. Airports continue operating, but ticketing systems, scheduling updates, and baggage tracking degrade. Public transport loses live arrival information, creating confusion at stations. Traffic lights in some cities revert to fixed timing instead of adaptive control, increasing congestion. Vehicles still move, but the system that optimizes movement is gone. The internet does not move cars or trains directly, it removes friction. Without it, transportation becomes slower, more manual, and far less predictable. Modern work depends on the internet more than most people realize. Cloud documents refuse to open,
Shared files become inaccessible. Project management tools freeze without warning. Remote workers are completely disconnected from their teams. Even employees inside offices lose access to systems hosted online. Meetings are canceled because data cannot be shared. Decisions are delayed because information is unavailable. Manufacturing facilities that rely on connected software slow down or pause entirely. Knowledge-based work suffers the most because access to information disappears instantly. People may still be present at work, but productivity drops sharply. Tasks that once took minutes now take hours or cannot be completed at all. Work becomes local, isolated, and inefficient. The internet is not just a helpful tool for modern jobs, it is the environment in which modern work exists.
Healthcare systems are built with backups, but the internet is still deeply embedded in daily operations. When it stops, hospitals do not shut down, but they slow noticeably. Digital patient records become difficult or impossible to access. Appointment scheduling systems fail, forcing staff to rely on memory and paper. Communication between departments becomes slower without internal messaging tools. Diagnostic equipment that normally uploads data to external servers experiences delays. Telemedicine disappears instantly, removing access for remote patients. Doctors and nurses continue treating patients, but administrative tasks take much longer. Paper forms return. Verbal handovers increase the risk of mistakes. Emergency care continues, but efficiency drops across the system. The internet does not replace medical professionals, it reduces friction. Without it, healthcare still functions, but with heavier workload, slower coordination, and increased pressure on human memory.
Physical goods do not disappear when the internet stops, but visibility across supply chains does. Warehouses rely on connected systems to track inventory levels and shipment status. Without updates, workers no longer know what is coming in or going out. Trucks continue driving, but routing and scheduling become inefficient. Stores lose accurate information about restocking times. Just-in-time logistics fail first because they depend on precise timing and constant data exchange. Delays begin to compound. Managers rely on phone calls and printed schedules, which cannot scale easily. Customers notice empty shelves forming, not because products are gone, but because coordination is broken. The internet acts like a nervous system for global trade. When it goes silent, the body still exists, but it reacts slowly, blindly, and with growing uncertainty.
Events continue happening, but information stops moving at internet speed. News websites freeze and stop updating. Social media platforms go completely silent. Live reporting disappears almost instantly. Television and radio regain importance, but coverage becomes limited and slower to update. Printed newspapers return as a primary information source in some areas. Journalists rely on phone calls instead of online research tools. Rumors spread more easily through word of mouth because verification becomes difficult. People feel disconnected from events outside their immediate area. The internet normally compresses distance and time for information. Without it, awareness becomes local again. Information still exists, but it travels slowly, unevenly, and with less accuracy. As the day continues without internet, human behavior begins to shift. People spend less time looking at screens and more time talking face-to-face. Neighbors interact more frequently. Local communities become more important sources of information. At the same time, anxiety increases. Without constant updates, uncertainty grows. Plans become shorter term and more cautious. Trust shifts from digital systems to direct human interaction. People rely on observation, conversation, and local knowledge. The internet normally reduces uncertainty by providing continuous feedback. Without it, society feels quieter, slower, and less predictable. This change is not necessarily positive or negative, it is simply unfamiliar to a world used to instant connection. When the internet finally comes back, recovery does not happen instantly. Systems need time to restart and resynchronize. Messages arrive all at once, overwhelming inboxes. Payment systems process delayed transactions in waves. Cloud data begins syncing slowly. Businesses work through backlogs created during the outage. But something deeper happens as well. People become more aware of the internet's invisible role, not entertainment, not distraction, coordination, verification, synchronization. One full day without the internet does not end society, but it exposes how tightly everything is connected. It shows how many systems rely on constant communication to feel stable. When the connection returns, life resumes its speed, but the fragility of that speed becomes harder to ignore.
One full day without the internet does not destroy society, but it exposes something important. Modern life is held together by invisible connections that coordinate movement, money, information, and work. When those connections disappear, everything becomes slower, heavier, and more fragile. People adapt, but efficiency drops and uncertainty grows. The internet is not just entertainment or communication. It is the background system that allows millions of independent actions to work together. When it returns, life feels normal again, but the lesson remains. The real question is not whether the internet can fail, it is how prepared modern systems are when it does.